Now we are going to learn more about the functions. Actually, more about the function parameter. So here we have created a function with the no extra positionals and not default value. Right here we have just given these two parameters and no default value. We can do that. And now here we are calling those functions. Now we are calling those functions by giving the name. Right now, now again, these functions have some default value, right? So here we have this default value of b and the default value of c, right? So we have to pass this required value a. So here we are passing hello, which stand for a, and you can also override the default value in these examples, right? Here in this function you can see that we have some extra positions and no default. So here we have this required parameter and then we have these arguments. So arguments can hold any number of parameters. Here we can see that. So here this 1 2 goes to a and the b, this xyz this defined to args value, right? But we cannot call this way. Like here we are just giving the name as b equal to 2 and a equal to 1, and then we cannot pass this way. This will not work. This will give you the syntax error, right? Now here is a function which is giving you the no positional but no default value as well, right? So here we are using star, right? Here we can see that we have defined the value for a and the b. Here we have this keyword value, right? So here we have defined this required or like default value for a equal to 1, right? We can also create the function this way. We can also create function this way. In between you can put star, right? Here we have this 1 and 2 stand for a and the b, and then we have defined the value for c and d, right? We can also do so. Now you can also create a function like this way. So here we have defined this function value. So here we have defined this parameter value over here and over here as well, right? So let's run this. Now we are creating function 1. So here we are running this function. So we are passing this 1 which is for a, and then we are passing for the value c. We can call this way. We can even call this function this way, right? Again, like all these are the different flavor, the different variation of the same function that we are calling, right? We can also create a function this way, right? So here we have defined this keyword value or like this or like with the default value for b equal to 2. Then we have given some extra argument parameter, and then we have also given this default value for c, and d has not been defaulted. So we can also create function in this way, right? And then you can call over here as well, right? So again we have this different flavor of the function, right? Now again, see, all these functions it is not necessary that we have to follow this structure, but it is like you should know that we can create a function, we can pass the argument in this format, right? Here also we are calling the function we with the so here we are giving the all the value name. So we are defining the value over here. Now we have created a function with the argument and the keywords. We can call this function over here. So this keyword will hold the dictionary over here, right? So after C, so after D over here, now you are defining XYZ. So this XYZ will go to the keyword argument over here, right? We are again creating a function with the arguments and the keyword both, and then we can call this. So here this 1 2 3 will go to the argument, and these dictionary, this keyword value will go to the quarks. Now let's understand how the print function works. So here we are using the help function to understand the print function. So help of print will give you the so the function signature over here, right? So here we have this value and then dot dot dot. This signifies that we can pass any number of value, right? Then we have this separator. So these are the defined keyword, right? So these are the kind of, yeah, so it's like we have the default value for separator and file and flush, right? So here let's call this. So when you are calling 1 2 3, this will go to the value, this will go to this parameter, right? Now again, here we can change the separator default value. So by default it is space, but now we are changing to double dash. We are also changing the end value, the end default value over here, it's this way. And here we are changing the separator and the end value both, right? Now here is another use cases over here. So let's say that here we have written the function as calc high low average or calculate high low average. So we are passing the star argument, and then we are saying log to console is false. So here we are saying that, so whatever the argument value we are taking, right, first we are considering the boolean value. If the boolean value is true, right, so if there is any value inside this, so their boolean value will be true, and then the integer value will be 1, and we'll take the max of argument. So here we'll can kind of consider high and low, and then we'll create the average, and then we'll say that if log to console is there, so it will print, otherwise it will return the average, right? By default the value is false. Here the value is false, but now here we are setting the value as true. So now we'll print these value, and then it will return the average, right? Here we can see that. So this is all about the functions and or about the function argument actually, right? Thank you very much.